Oh, yeah, it is the best damn sports show, period. You guys remember that sports show at all?
Which one?
Go with Tom Arnold and John Sally. You remember that?
No.
They were giving ESPN a run for their money.
I don't know. What year was this?
It was called the best damn sports show, period. Tom Arnold. It was good. They did a decent job. But I got my topics that I had left over there, so I'm gonna ghost our fans out there.
All right,
For 2 seconds.
I'll do Riley's introduction here.
There you go.
There we go.
On my left, we have the rowdiest, the strongest, and the most fucking annoying person we have in the Arruda family. He is Riley Arruda.
I love the Howard Finkel.
I gotta do the Howard
show.
Finkel. To my right, the man,
Where is the rest of my fucking notes?
They're gone.
the face
Here we go.
that runs the
Here we
place.
go.
He is the Hurricane, Mike Herren.
And then, on the left, the only professional wrestler in the room,
That's right.
Sage, Ice Sage, Arruda.
And there's a $100 reward on that video because I've asked the gentleman known as Ice Age to get me that clip for we're like the 6th consecutive week of that. But everybody's busy around here, right, fellas?
Yes.
Okay. BADCATZ SPORTSCAST, God knows what edition. What? But we've been at it for a while, and that is good news. And ladies and gentlemen, it's about to get a lot more serious around here in about 10 days.
Yep.
But you'll be away.
That's right.
San Diego.
He's dodging.
Diego.
Dodging the
I've
bullet.
been to San Diego. My nephew's been to San Diego too, but he was quarantined the entire time. He couldn't tell you 3 things about the city because they were quarantined.
Starts with the S, ends with the A.
Are you ready? When I went down there, my friends that live down there, because there's a lot of Durfee alumni that live, a lot of people from Florida that live out there. Gaslight District, La Jolla Cove, right? Food trucks, right?
yeah.
So that's your cheat sheet, right?
Yep.
And I'm also going to tell you, in L.A., right? You want to do the Rodeo Drive stuff, you're just going to be sick because you said, I'll never have that kind of fucking money in my life.
Yep.
Santa Monica Boulevard, at sunset, sundown, you know what I mean? Rent a convertible if you're there. You know what I mean? Like little LeBaron, nothing crazy. And just make the ride. If you had another day, I'd say Pacific Coast Highway. Probably one of the most amazing drives in the world. Ventura Beach. That's where the freaks are at. That's where Hulk Hogan. Right? Where he was yeah. But wasn't he from Ventura Beach for a while?
Yeah.
I think he was.
He was at least hailed from there. So.
Yeah, hailed from Ventura
One or
Beach,
the other.
California. Guys from Minnesota or something. Or Florida.
That's all.
But anyway, so go down and have a good time, you and your girl.
It's gonna be awesome.
What made you guys pick San Diego?
She has family out there.
Cool.
So.
And the best weather, they say, in the country by far.
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
But I tell you, the water's cold.
Yeah.
Do I explain that to you?
You did.
Did you research that?
I mean, I'm a sucker for cold water, so that's
I
gonna
hear
be.
you. Go with it. Because
I'm a dip the toe.
I guess we get the Gulf Stream from Florida, which makes our water a little warmer, right?
Yep.
And they get the Gulf Stream from Alaska.
Oof.
So
Right down the
I could
pipeline.
never figure it out. You know,
So
why
it's
a lot of
crazy
these
little winds.
surfers got all like dressed up like in the middle of July, but go get it, enjoy it.
Yep.
You being the athlete that you are, you might be able to get up on that board. Have you ever tried to get up on a surfboard before?
No, I've never surfed.
Yeah, but
ever.
the guy I saw doing the backflips, I'd bet on it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So, what else is going on? We got Riley in the building. Are you? What's good? Camp Welch is done. Another year in the books.
Yes, sir.
Okay, and college awaits the young man.
Wednesday.
Have you
So,
got your vax yet?
I did, sadly, yeah.
Yeah.
I had to, so I mean,
Did you fight it to the last second?
pretty much because like they were like putting my account on hold, and then
Oh,
because you can't like they can't fully push your account until like they have
Sure.
everything. So
Yeah.
Yep.
I think it might still be on hold, but I'll be fine until Wednesday.
Yeah.
So Wednesday's like the first day, and then
It don't get real to dropping ad ends anyway.
yeah, and then Friday. I was there yesterday. I was like taking a tour with my friends, and they showed me like here's the way to get around this and that, and then I have like the same 2 buildings for all my classes,
There you
so
go.
not too hard.
No, you'll eat that up. Sage at San Diego. Any Arruda parties left for the end of summer? Any end of summer labor celebrations going down?
Let's see. Kyle's birthday is at the end of the month, so I don't know if he's got a party coming up. Eugene might be able to say something on that.
Yeah. Well, a draft, I guess, on Sunday. Like not like we have a draft Wednesday and then we have another draft Sunday. I think the one on Sunday is gonna be. It's not like it's gonna be at Buffalo Wild Wings, but a lot of people usually go to that. Like 12 of us from the league. Well, like I'd say like 10 from the league.
Not to put any
And
pressure.
you're in some crazy fantasy football league.
Oh,
right?
I'm in like 4. I drop a lot of money on fantasy a year.
Yeah, I'm in a couple leagues too.
Yeah,
already.
but you're going to some platinum. What's it called again?
What?
Legends League.
Oh, Dynasty League.
Dynasty
Yeah,
League.
Dynasty League's on
Where you
Wednesday.
keep the player.
Yeah, you keep the player
I'm
forever.
in one right now.
Now, what happens if like one guy quits the league? Does
Well,
his
like Antonio
pay-
Brown?
No.
Yeah, but like-
no, one player quits the league. One fantasy player.
Well, then
you
you just drop him and like you want to take that like for instance like Josh Gordon, right? Say we started a dynasty league in 2013 when Josh Gordon like got in trouble for all that weed.
Yeah.
You could have kept him on your team hoping, all right, this is the year he's coming back. You could have dropped him and anyone else could have picked him up. Like, all right, this
But
is
how
his
many
year.
spots can you have on your team?
I think we have like
It
22 players on our team. So you get like
there's a
so it's a
lot.
quarterback, 2 receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end, a flex, a kicker, a linebacker, defensive player, what is that called? Secondary player. So that's
Yeah,
like what,
yeah.
12 and then 10 bench spots. So I mean that's 12, 22 spots on your team. So
Yeah, the league that I'm in right now, it's quarterback, 3 receivers, 2 running backs, tight end, then you have 2 flex, and then
Yeah,
the super flex. So
that's
we
a
have
lot.
a second quarterback.
yeah,
Plus-
the
plus
super
we
flex,
have,
the super flex just should be called 2 quarterback league because
Yeah,
nobody
sure.
uses anything on a super flex other than a cornerback. Like
Well, 'cause
even
you
Derek
have to.
Carr or yeah, I know it makes sense.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's
How much money will you spend on fantasy football?
a year.
Let's see, this one's 40, and then we got the 20 for the league. I'd probably spend around 100 on fantasy football a year.
That's not that much. I don't
It's-
guys
it's
spend
not
a lot
bad,
more.
no.
How about you?
Like 200, 250, I think around there.
Really?
Yeah, because I pay for like this extra stuff. Like I pay for like an other site where like I can import my leagues to that site, and the guys were like the experts or whatever will tell me this and that. But like that site helps me like mock draft and like helps me. I can do my own rankings on each player. Like I have like rankings like 1 through 30 on like all the running backs and all the receivers based on what I think they're gonna be. Like
Sure.
Devontae Adams at 1, and I can
Sounds
just edit
like
it.
cheating.
I love it. It's my favorite.
What do we got here? Are you ready for the summer to end?
Ooh, well, I'm ready for the swamp ass to stop. But that's about it.
You've been talking about that swamp ass for
Dude,
2 years.
I mean, I was out playing golf all day. We had a golf work tournament. Yeah.
Sure. How'd
And,
you play?
Not bad actually. Better as for someone who doesn't play, better than I thought I would do.
Attaboy.
So
How'd you rank this summer on a scale of 1 to 10? I had to give it a low 4.
Yeah,
the
it's-
17 days in July that it rained.
sucked.
Just like
It was
just like
I give it like an
everything.
8, I think.
And then
8?
what?
Yeah, like 8 or 9. Yeah.
Really this
Oh,
summer?
dude,
Yeah, because I had a
going
good
like-
time at I had a fairly good time at work. I got a lot closer to my work friends, so that's cool. But
That's nice.
yeah, I'd give it an 8 or 9.
I'm with Mike.
Now
I'm gonna say
work
5.
friends. When do they come into your life? Like
Well, all right, so,
work.
so like that kid,
and
that,
that's it.
like, no, like that kid Mason. Like I've known him for like the one that came in when Sage and Javier had COVID.
Yeah.
Like I known him for like 12
To be
years.
fair, we didn't have COVID, but we had to quarantine.
Yeah, whatever. Same thing. He couldn't be here. He was flaking on us. I've known him for like 12 years, but like we started hanging out more, him and his sister and like her boyfriend and all our friends from like work. So we just started hanging out more and stuff like that. So that was fun.
Cool.
And I like the kids in my group this year, so I didn't mind it.
There you go. There you go. Did they give you any gifts when camp left?
I gave them I bought in a dozen donuts, and I was like, oh, everyone can
But
grab
their
one.
family don't give any gift cards or anything like that?
Nah, it's more of us giving it to them for like having like a good summer and like not
But
doing
yeah, I mean,
too
you
much.
get paid to just play games. all
Yeah,
day.
exactly. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna bring in
No,
donuts
it gets hot out there,
Yeah.
man.
It does,
Believe
dude.
me when I tell
and
you.
balloons and stuff
Believe
like
me.
that.
Gets hot out there. Are you gonna put me on TV at all today? Oh, hey, I am. Hey, what's going on? Look at my guy's a little slow on the
I'm not sorry.
on the trigger there, man. He's thinking about San Diego and palm trees
He was talking.
Taco Bells.
Taco Bell.
Taco
Taco trucks.
Taco trucks. All right, first up, Ronaldo to Man U. Okay, I said this was going to happen. I thought it was a move to counter Messi's move. I think those guys are intrinsically lit. I think from a PR standpoint, it is a great move for him. Man U absolutely could not have allowed. That would have been salt in the eye, salt in the wound. If one of their all-time best would have went to Man City. I think Ronaldo and his agent did an unbelievable job of playing Man City against Man U. Okay? And I think with athletes today and a LeBron and a Kevin Durant and people going to the super teams and this, I thought that the biggest story is, not him going to the most world famous soccer team that there ever is, but going back home to not where things started, because it started with Sporting until he was 18, but going back to Man U, okay, and retiring there, you would think, and I think it's a great story. I think it's great for the Premier League. I think Man U got better this year because of it. I think they needed to be relevant again. And I think that not Ronaldo, is going to get him in the top 4 of the Premier League.
Yeah, I mean, they finished second last year.
They did?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So, Riley, go ahead. Tell me all that is, or Sage, all that is wrong with this.
Riley, you can go first.
I don't know if it's wrong or right. I just think it's going to bring in them money, but it's just not what they needed. Like, he's one of the greatest players of all time, like the best player in Manchester United history to wear number 7. He's like one of the last Manchester United player to win the Ballon d'Or, like the last Manchester United player to win like everything they could win. But I don't think it's the right thing to do. He's about to be 37 in January, like February. Either way, like that's old. Like 37 is very old, and I know like how much he keeps his body up, and we're gonna say that like him and Brady keep his body up. Fine. He's 37, but the young players around him, like Greenwood, who literally just scored 3 goals in 3 Premier League games, he can't be sitting on the bench every game. And I know it's Ronaldo. He needs to sit on the bench for Ronaldo, but that's the point. He can't. These young players, they need to stop. Manchester United needs to start moving away from.
Was Greenwood going to play for the national team with the long hair?
No. He's like balder, but he has like a short buzz cut. But he's been doing like phenomenally good. Like he just scored the winning goal this weekend against Wolves away. Like he's been really good. And I'm not saying like start this kid over Ronaldo because Ronaldo's gonna start. But I don't think there was a need to buy him when you already have like a 34, 35-year-old striker in Cavani, who again like he's young, he's older. He shouldn't be playing ahead of Greenwood. But now you have 2 older strikers who are gonna need to get playing time, and the younger players around them are gonna like not be playing when they need to play, and they could lose these younger players because these younger players are gonna be like, yo, like if I'm not playing, I'm gonna go somewhere else because Ronaldo's gonna be there for 2 years, and they're gonna get the most out they can get from Ronaldo because I don't think he's gonna retire there. I think he's gonna move on after those 2 years because I don't think it's gonna go how he thinks it's gonna go, and then he's gonna go somewhere else. But
probably Sporting or MLS.
Yeah, that's what I
think. You think that Portugal's big enough for Ronaldo?
I mean, for a 40-year-old Ronaldo, yeah, definitely.
No, I'm not talking about the league. I'm talking about the life.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the lifestyle, the business. I mean, here's a guy that you want to talk about a world traveling yacht, private jet, hanging with Versace from dripping in Versace.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, this guy's a man of international fame and fortune.
He has the most followers out of anybody on Instagram, like in the whole Instagram.
He has more followers than Instagram.
I don't know if and listen, Portugal, they're doing big things there. Tourism is up, the economy's up. Things are great in Portugal. Their progressive politics are really working to make them a tourist destination, and money's coming into the island as a result of it. But at the end of the day, there's how many people in Portugal?
Well, that, no.
I'll look it up.
But I mean, I do know Spain's only like couple-hour drive and probably a
Sure.
1-hour flight at most.
Sure.
So, I
he
mean,
can, so island
'cause-
hop, he can do that.
10 million in Portugal.
10 million people in Portugal.
There's 36 million in California.
There you
So,
go.
I mean,
Yeah.
just give you an idea.
Yeah.
And there's 9 million in New York City.
Exactly. In New York City.
New York City.
The
So-
city.
So I don't know if Portugal's going to be big enough for him. I
Yeah.
think that'd be a great story, too.
Yeah.
One thing I do know is whoever's making his business decisions are putting him in a favorable light.
Yeah.
Okay?
George. Like,
If
Definitely.
he would have went to Man City, it would have been right or wrong. What would the narrative have been? It would have been all about the money, okay? The oil baron, you know, coming
Yeah,
in
the
with
Etihad,
throwing more money
the
around,
middle,
you know, blah, 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 going to win again automatically,
and
right?
disrespecting Man U.
I disrespected Man U.
but I feel like they're giving them the same amount of money they would in Manchester United. I thought it was like when I first heard that he was going to go there, I was like, wow, really? But like, it made sense because the only thing that team needs, and that team is literally perfect, the only thing they need is a striker. And like,
Midfielder.
well, I think Fernandinho and Rodri works in here. And
Oh,
and-
sorry. We're talking about City?
Yeah, in
Okay.
City.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
saying like
okay.
City. The only thing they need is literally
yeah.
a number 9 striker. And if you have Ronaldo for like 1 or 2 years, I think that guarantees them a Champions League.
Champions League.
I think the difference with Manchester United is they already have an older striker who can give you goals, and they have the younger dude who can
giving
give
you
you goals like Greenwood. Now with adding another older striker, it's just I don't like you have to bring him in if you can, but I don't think it was the right move. I think for City it made perfect sense why they're going after him. I'm not saying it would have been the right move. I just think it made sense. Either way, I love it because I'm going to be able to watch him in the Premier League every week.
Yeah, that's what
So
I'm
that's going to
looking
be
forward to.
awesome. I don't think they win the Premier League. I don't think they win the Champions League, but it's going to be fun to watch.
Yeah.
Okay. Some of the best business deals, best sports move has been made for strictly business purposes.
Yeah.
Right? The Herschel Walker trade. The Vikings needed to be relevant. Right? How'd that work out for them? Babe Ruth was traded for a couple of bucks in a Broadway play. Do
Yeah, I
you know
remember
the
that.
name
Yeah.
of the Broadway play?
No, but I know it was a play.
The Broadway play is called No No Nanette. Okay? and he makes the move. Okay?
Yep.
Part of the Bill Russell trade, okay, to get Bill Russell, who was a 2-time high school state champion, a 2-time college champion, a Olympic champion, before I even put a uniform on for the Celtics, okay? Part of the deal for that was, so they could draft him, was that they made a deal that the circus would go to that arena like a couple of extra times a year.
That's
This is
awesome.
before sports really
I say, yeah,
became like
the late
for a
50s,
long,
completely
long
different.
time. When I was your age, there weren't a lot of businessmen in sports.
Yep.
There was
Yeah.
old school family owners that could be, you know, taken advantage of. Quite
Yeah,
frankly,
just sports guys.
I mean,
Yep.
not sports guys. Guys who, like, forever the guy from the Bruins was the cheapest guy around, but he made a fortune because he sold the candies and all the concessions to all of the arenas. It was like the Jacob family, okay? But they weren't sports people. They didn't do it. They were never going to go make a move like this. So, with that being said, with Man City, because what do they tell you about in New York, right? Because at the end of the day, this comes down to advertising revenue in dollars, in ticket sales, in merchandise. It comes down to money, right? So what's the most important piece of real estate, and you've heard this 1,000 times for sports teams in New York City? I'm going to answer it. The back page of the New York Post and the back page of the Daily News. That's where the sports section starts. So there's 3 or 4 newspapers in Manchester. If Ronaldo goes to Man City, I think Man U, okay, becomes less relevant than they ever have in arguably the history of their franchise. And the Man U board of directors and people just were not going to let that happen.
Nope.
They were going to, if they had to overpay, they would pay. If they had to, you know, and use as a ploy or whatever they did, it was going to happen. They could not let Man City grab Ronaldo, you know. And I think at the end of the day, because when I saw Man City for Ronaldo, I was like, what? I was like, wow, those Man U fans are going to be fucking like hanging them in effigy and burning them. But
They're already burning jerseys.
But they already burning.
Yeah, I saw it.
And he
then
didn't even go yet.
Didn't even go yet. And that's what that's the thing about that too. Like there were still talks about it. So you can still like be like, yo, you thought about it. You know what I mean? Like if it's like if somebody was thinking, like if Brady was thinking about going to the Jets and like that he was going down to talk to them, like and he was talking to the manager, like it's still like.
So Man U fans were burning Ronaldo jerseys.
Yeah, and then after they heard about it, everyone was taking everything back that they said. And I was like, dude, you just said like everyone was just coming out saying like, oh, you're this, you're that, like I don't like you anymore, whatever. Your whole history here is like gone. Like you just said that.
That's how a lot of people would have looked at that.
It is.
Sadly.
Yeah, I know.
sucks,
And that's why I think it's a genius move for Ronaldo, because they're not going to call him A-Rod.
No.
They're not going to call him KD.
Nope.
You know what I mean? They're not going to call him LeBron, okay? They're going to say, hey, listen, you know, one of the last big times he shoots that gun is going to end up back home where he belongs. Now, has the betting odds changed for Man City? Win total, has anything changed? Somebody told me a story. Was it you about the number of merchandise Ronaldo sold in the first week?
No, but I did
For
see
Juventus?
that. It was that was crazy.
For the Juventus, it like paid for half of his salary or something like that.
Yeah,
I think those guys were my guys at Mesa.
Yeah, they haven't even picked his number yet, so they can't even like start selling the jerseys because like on the web, like Cavani, he has number 7 already, and I know you're gonna be like, oh, he's gonna give it up, but like it takes.
Oh, he's giving it up.
Yeah, I know, but it takes Adidas themselves so much money to switch numbers because you gotta like once you switch their number, there's something where like you can like. Because if I bought Cavani's jersey at 7, I can be like, yo, this is like not right anymore. I want to refund this. So they have to go and refund all the jerseys that
There's a refund policy?
Yeah, if you change their number, they have to, because like it's out of date. Like, and it's not like okay, if I bought the jersey last year and then he changed the number next year, like I bought the jersey when it first came out and he changed it once the season starts. Like there's a policy where they can go and change it, so it costs Adidas so much money. But I think
also
rest assured, Ronaldo's going to be wearing number 7, and I didn't
Well,
understand the history of number 7 at Man U. You know that, right?
It's huge.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Huge.
It's about from Giggsy and all those guys who won the Tremble.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It's been Alexander Frigg's been going on for a long time there.
Yeah.
So go ahead. What's up?
The other thing is Premier League rules. Once the season starts, your number is your number.
Yep.
So right now they have both of them listed on the website as number 7.
Yeah.
So there's kind of a weird thing. They have to get approval from the Premier League.
I don't know if he takes it.
CR7, he has to
I know,
get
but
the
like
7 back.
Messi,
It just becomes
look at
It's
Messi.
like Michael Jordan not getting 23 fellas. What are we talking about?
But look at Messi. Messi's the
Michael-
greatest
but
player to
Michael
ever wear
Jordan
10.
didn't. Michael
What?
Jordan had to wear number 45 for a
No,
year.
Michael Jordan changed to 45.
No, it was because his number was retired and he couldn't wear his
Really?
own. That's the story. I looked
Are
it
you
up.
sure about that?
Yes.
That what, he was retired from the
was-
Capitals?
It was when when he left to play baseball, the number 23 was retired for the Bulls. And so when he came back, he was number 45.
What are you talking about?
He played one season as number 45.
Yeah, like half the season
Yeah,
because
yeah.
he came back in the middle of the season.
Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
So,
mean, if
but-
you can do it
yeah.
with Michael Jordan, you
Yeah,
can do it
but
with Ronaldo.
Michael Jordan, but that number was retired by the Bulls. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That's why he couldn't wear number.
Yeah, but it was his
23.
number.
That was the big problem. Was,
No.
Yes,
No.
that's the
no.
story.
We're gonna find out about that.
All right. I mean, we can
gotta-
find out, but I'm
we-
pretty sure that's the story.
So a retired guy can't take his own number back?
Not if it's retired.
Of course they can.
Not
It's
if
his
it's
number.
last season. But that's what happened. That's why. Do you think he wanted to wear number 45?
Yeah, I think he wanted to wear 45 for his father for a change of age, and I believe he wore. What did he wear at Washington?
Washington.
Yeah.
Let me look
North
up.
Carolina.
No, Michael Jordan played for
The Wizards.
played
The
for
Wizards.
Oh, at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, well, that sure
That-
wasn't in the beginning.
Wizards.
That I'm not sure.
What?
I'm looking up right now. Wizards Jordan. I'm hitting images. 23. He wore 23. for the
23
Wizards.
for the Wizards.
Yep. But like, it's just the thing. Like Messi didn't take 10 when his buddy Di Maria was like, "Yo, you can have 10. Like you're the
Yeah.
greatest of all time." He's like,
Who's
"No,
the
no,
guy that gave
keep
up
it."
12 for Brady?
Godwin.
Was it Goodwin?
Godwin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because now he's like what 14? I'm not sure, but I know he was 12 when he gave it up. It's the right thing to do, but I don't know if he'll take it. That's the only thing.
They usually pay too big money for it.
Yeah, because it's gonna cost.
What?
Well, once you're making that much money, I'd probably be like, "Hey, bro, I'll give you like 10,000 if you give me."
Probably even more than that if you're Ronaldo.
Depends on the number could be worth something to the family. Like number 24 is worth a lot to my family, so I don't know
Yeah.
if I would be as inclined to let somebody pay to give me that.
Yeah.
Did you understand? Like it could,
No, I
could have been his
understand.
father's number.
Yeah.
Where his father played. You know, it could be a brother who
Yeah.
might have passed away.
Yep.
That played. You know, there's a lot
Yeah.
of stuff that go with. all
Especially
that.
in soccer. I mean, look, my favorite player wears number 13 because He's Brazilian, but it's because the Portuguese thing of Our Lady of Fatima was, I believe it was June 13th and October 13th, so he always wears number 13, and now he can't for Man U.
Yeah, that sucks.
And they took him from my favorite team, and now he's not even playing.
Yeah, that sucks. Yeah,
I hate that.
sucks.
I hate that.
So, did Man U get better, Riley?
Yes, but I don't think it's better than. To be honest, I don't think it's gonna push them ahead of Chelsea or City. I think they're still gonna be in third.
A lot of people agree with you. I do as well.
I'd like to say they got better in the wrong spot.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they weren't buying a midfielder because they didn't have enough money.
Sure.
And then they have enough money for Ronaldo in a spot where they had.
There's a funny thing in sports called intangibles, right? There's a lot of sayings out there in the world. A rising tide lifts all boats.
Yep.
Right? Tom Brady makes everybody work a little harder and take a little less money to go play for where he's at, right?
Yep.
You put the Yankee uniform back on a day, you're worth another 10 wins, right? We've heard all the cliches. Does Man U down to the bottom, do they get that type of effect from that?
I didn't see it at Juventus, so
Exactly.
I don't see it at Man U.
But it's a different dynamic with Man U because he's been there before.
But I don't. It's so tough.
From an energy dynamic, he's been there before. I mean, I think that.
Well, with none of those guys, though.
I hear you. But
Except
doesn't
for
make
the
a difference.
manager.
Come on, man. He's from Man U. He got famous at Man U. He became Renaldo, CR7 of you. Him and Wayne Rooney. The great stories. If you go to the documentary section of Netflix, there's got to be 5, 6, 7 documentaries about all those guys playing together. And Sir Alexander Ferguson. I mean, we're talking about. Isn't it? I know when I first started researching this, when I first got into researching this shit, 17 years ago, Man United was the most valuable sports franchise in the world, more than the Yankees were.
Yeah.
Now I think they're in the top 10. I don't think they're number one anymore.
They're not even the top. I don't think they're top like 4 soccer. It's definitely Real Madrid. I think's first.
Yeah, and Barcelona are the first two.
I think they're the first two. I can look it up, but I think they're definitely like. And they might be in the outside the top 10.
So you guys don't believe in fairy tales, huh?
No.
Him going back.
No.
No, tell me it.
No,
No, because you can go first. I got a big one going.
I mean, I believe in fairy tales in the movies. As much as I think Ronaldo's going to do a lot, he'll probably bang in 30 goals for Man U. But I don't see that being the catalyst to stopping Man City, because City was so dominant. And they didn't even have a striker.
What's been all the time talking about Man City? What about Riley's Chelsea? I mean, listen to me. Let me tell you something. They were the throne now.
I think
Hey,
they're
let him go under the radar. We're gonna win the league this season. I'm just saying.
I still think they're finishing above Man U.
Sorry, it's fine.
Chelsea and City.
So I'm looking at it right now. They're not even top 3 soccer club. It's Bayern Munich is the third. So it goes Barcelona, Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and then Manchester United is number 11 in the whole entire thing. They're right under. So Bayern Munich is 4.21 and they're 4.2. So it's like, I know it's a lot of money, obviously, but they're only 1 million less, and that's
and there's 7 spots in between them.
4.2 billion. Sorry, 1 billion left.
Now, I would like to see what Ronaldo has done to the value of the franchise, because when LeBron James left Cleveland, 183 million the other way.
Yep.
Yeah.
87 million to Miami. The value, just one transaction.
Yeah.
So we'll probably have that available as
that'll
soon
be
as well.
coming up soon.
What?
Yeah.
Any impact on merchandise? Anybody know about that?
Because it's not out yet. Because you got to wait for his actual number. You know what I mean?
Usually it's the first.
So
week
when is he
too.
expected to play?
September 11th.
Yeah, I'll say
9/11 is his
he'll
first
be
game.
playing.
Because right now we're going on a break for international games,
Sure.
and he's at Portugal right now training with the team. So when they come back, he should be ready for 9/11. But so to the fairy tale thing, I don't believe in it, because the reason why he was brought to Juventus was to win the Champions League. Because before he was there, before he went to Juventus went to 2 out of the last 4 Champions League finals up until that point, and they lost both of them. One to Real Madrid, which was his team. One to Barcelona. They won the league like 7 times in a row before he got there. So the only reason why because they were dominating the league, no one could even touch them. The only reason why he was there, because he is Mr. Champions League, was to win the Champions League for them.
Sure.
And he goes there, and they don't even make it past the the farthest they made it was the quarterfinals,
Sure.
and they lost the league one of those years. Now I'm not saying all
And
that's
they
his
almost finished outside the top 4.
yeah, they almost didn't even make the Champions League. I'm not saying all that's Ronaldo's fault. I'm not saying he made the team worse. I'm just saying like he was brought there to win the Champions League, and he was brought there for like almost 100 million to do that, and he couldn't do that at like 33. Now at 37, I don't know if he can. This Manchester United team is already really good without Ronaldo, so I don't know if he's gonna be like the reason why they win the league. I wouldn't be surprised if they do. I'm just saying, I don't know if I like believe in.
Well, if he doesn't,
that
he's
much.
going to get the blame.
Yeah.
If they go backwards, he's going to get the
Yeah.
blame.
Either
That's
way,
it.
either
You know
way,
what I mean?
either way,
You
it's
know,
gonna be about him.
If Tom Brady loses in the first round
Yeah.
for Tampa Bay,
It's because his team wasn't.
because Brady's washed up and he's old and
Yeah,
he's not going to do it. Yeah, I mean, so that's the game they're going to play.
Mm-hmm.
So if they win it,
It's
you know what I mean?
But I think it's different with the Bucks because like with the Bucks, they were so bad before Brady got there. You know what I mean? Like you could see the difference 100%. Like they were 7-9, and then they went to win the Super Bowl.
And they struggled. That game against Chicago.
No, I
is
know,
when
but-
the line went. That's when I bought the Super Bowl thing because the line went. They went from like 1-10 to like 1-20. You know what I mean? It's like after Chicago, they were 2-3.
Yeah, 2-3.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's when that was their lowest. Like if sports prospect and gambling were stocks, right?
Yep. That was
That's
the time to buy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But he's going to like the team that finished second, so it's not like where Brady went to the team that finished like third in their division.
Okay,
you
but,
know what I
but,
mean?
but they finished second, right? But I think that 9 out of 10 soccer players would feel comfortable saying the best 2 teams in the Premier League last year were Man City and Chelsea.
In the Premier League, it's so different because like Chelsea was like the best team in the Champions League by far, but like in the Premier League, there were so many times where they struggled in the beginning of the season and towards the end where they got like dominated by West Brom like 5-2. I was literally watching the game like,
random.
what is this? And then they lost to Arsenal 1-0. I think once they won that Champions League, it completely turned everything around and made them into what they are now. You know what I mean? Like now they're gonna be.
What place did they finish last year?
They finished fourth. They had to wait till the last game of the season to qualify for Champions League, where Manchester United was already qualified like 3 weeks
So
out.
top 4 Premier League right now. Let me see what this fledgling soccer fan. Top 4: Man City, Chelsea, Man U, Liverpool.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Yeah, that's the 4.
I agree in that
Most
order.
people
Just
are going.
flip City and Chelsea. I think it's gonna be
No,
Chelsea.
I think I'm going with Chelsea. To be the man, you're going to beat the man, right? To be the man, you're going to beat the man. So they're bringing everybody back, right? They got better. Man City,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
I think Man City. You know when you have sex with the girl, like
No.
No.
So says we'll do sex with a boy for you. Then you'll get that. Now I'm gonna get thrown off like Scott Cordisha or something. I'm sorry. LGBTQ2 all the way. I don't care. Okay, I live it. Not live it. But I've had many close friends who are way out, and your mother would know some of the people that we went to school with. Obviously, in the great friendships that we all had. And Florida's always been a good place like that. You know what I mean? It's always been a good place to welcome people who were different and stuff like that. So, but anyway, okay. Could the magic be gone? Make the magic last for more than just one night.
In the Premier League, yes.
I mean, like, could they, listen to me, like, I think I can think of hundreds of. I think they could be sleepwalking through the Premier League, not get any better because they know that winning the Premier League is passé for them in this decade, and that they're going to win a Champions League.
That's exactly what I was gonna say.
validate themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
To validate
Exactly. I
themselves.
100% agree.
And then sometimes guys don't fucking get along. Famous conversation about the Red Sox back in the day, right? Okay, back in the day, 28 guys, 28 cabs.
Yep.
Right? That means nobody hangs out.
Yep.
Right? Red Sox team that won. Dirt dogs. The idiots. Right? The guys who stood in the locker room 5-6 hours after the game and Spend time with one another. I'm a huge believer in that. Across the board. Across the board.
Especially
When
big
I
team
speak
sports.
to teams, and I haven't done it in a while since COVID, but I probably spoke to about 100, 150 sports teams across New England and other places. I say, so what are your goals here, right? Blah blah blah. Gets all the bullshit. They're all very few of them are championship ready.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, there's more than I'm not going to schools
yeah.
that are necessarily broke. I'm going to schools that have the high aspirations. So then I walk up to the board and I say, okay, and I write down every teammate I had, okay, the street that they lived on, the number of brothers and sisters that they had, and their phone numbers 30 fucking years ago.
Yeah.
I say, hot shot, come on, your co-captains. Tell me who his parents' names.
No
And
chance.
tell me his brother and sisters. How many he's got. And tell me his phone number. Or tell me where he lives. Tell me something about him that I know that you guys are intimate. You know one another.
Yeah.
And they look at me like I'm nuts. And people say, Mike, come on, you cheated with that. I'm like, nah, bro. It's right here. Because if it's real, it will stay with you forever.
Yep.
Forever. So let's go. How do you prove it? Listen, you can go climb Mount Everest. You can watch the blind guy. Alabama was the other day. Climbing Mount Everest blind.
That's awesome.
I mean, you can watch a lot of movies. You can go listen to my brother, or listen to Dick Vitale, listen to Billy Blanks, or any master speech yoga. But if it ain't real, it don't mean shit. You know what I mean? So I mean, some of these guys, they don't even know there's like anything about the five guys that are starting with them.
Yeah, that's bad.
Watch those Me and You. Have you ever seen the Treble documentary on
I've seen
Netflix?
part of it, yeah.
Well, you gotta watch it. Those fucking guys were fucking tight. They came up like 5 or 6 of them, right?
Yeah.
Came through juniors together.
Yep.
Fucking partying. They call hot chicks in England. They call them birds, right? Look it up. They're with a bunch of birds they should have been with, right? And Alexander Ferguson's the trainer shows up and says, "Yo, the big guy is 5 minutes away. You guys better." It's like, get the fuck out, blah, blah, blah. Because he thought they were partying too much. Stay out of the papers. Stop fucking with the models. Stop fucking with the singers. Blah, blah, blah. These guys are jumping out the window because that's the respect they had for the old man.
That's like Chelsea. They've got like 5 or
These
6
guys
guys.
are celebrities.
Yeah.
What was it? What's it? Who's the redheaded guy that couldn't play in the final of the Premier League that they missed? That's it. Oh, shit.
Scholes?
Skulls. But, like, these guys, they had that. Because you want to know why? You don't come down, you don't come back 3-1. Or you don't hit a lot of adversity. Because there's always going to be that day where you're going to punch through.
Yep.
Right? And you don't hit unless you're like that.
Yeah. You got to be a team in a team sport.
Yeah, in a team sport, for sure. In soccer where, I'm going to lay it on the line here. Before I got enlightened to it, I would snicker. Since I've been enlightened to it, there ain't no sport in the world that these guys got more pressure on them than soccer.
I don't think so.
That nobody's fan base cares like that.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Across the whole
just don't.
world, too.
I mean, they try to kill each other before the game. They try to kill each other after the game.
During the
During
game.
the game.
Dirty game. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah.
Kill the players during the game. Like, it's just nuts. Yeah.
That's what I don't like.
I hate that.
If they want to
No.
fight on the pitch during the game, don't fuck with a player, man. Have respect for that.
Yeah, exactly.
Have respect for both jerseys. These guys are fucking pros. Their families are watching.
They're just doing their job.
Their uncle hasn't been fighting your uncle for 20 years in soccer games.
Yeah.
You know, like respect that. Like let the players go. You know what I mean? And then rip the fucking place apart. Fuck it. Okay. So, Man U better or worse this year? No, I think I get that question, mate. No, I don't have it yet. God, Man U up and down this year. Better?
Same.
I think the team is better, but I think they're going to finish worse than last year.
Really?
So I think they'll finish
So
third
chemistry
place.
issues.
Not even-
What kind of teammate is Ronaldo?
A weird one.
It depends. Yeah, it depends who you ask. Some people
don't
like
him at
some
all.
trainers and stuff don't like Ronaldo.
Fuck the trainers. What the trainers
then-
would be? The coaches?
That's what I mean. Like coach, like the
Okay,
the
I'll listen to
forwards,
a
like-
coach,
Like
yeah.
they'll some of them.
Does Luis
say-
Figo like
yeah.
Ronaldo?
I feel like that's different because he was way younger. And he
No,
was,
that's a guy
Well,
that's
they
a
did
captain.
play-
That's the guy that had the standard.
no, I know,
before
but I'm saying like
Ronaldo.
Ronaldo then and Ronaldo like now is
Figo
is
a guy
way
who
different.
knows what it's like to wear the crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he passed the
And you
crown.
can't evaluate a man like Ronaldo, right? If you haven't been that guy,
That's true. Yep.
right? I mean, because it comes with, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me?
Yeah.
Every day, 24/7.
Yeah.
Okay? It comes with getting your balls broke on the back pages, right? Of the newspaper. So I want to know what Luis Figo thinks about Cristiano Ronaldo, right?
Yep.
I want to think, well, who was the guy that turned coach that played with Ronaldo?
Sir Alex Ferguson.
No.
I mean, no, sorry,
No,
Ole Gunnar, the current manager for.
No,
Man U.
I'm talking about with Portugal. He coached the national when they won the Euro team, but he was wasn't he a former teammate of Ronaldo's?
Well, the coach that is right now.
No, he's like
Yeah, he's
old
old.
as
He's old.
dirt.
No, the young guy with the bald hair. He didn't coach. Am I missing this here?
I don't.
He was
No,
a-
the
he was
coach.
a defense man. He was all hot, all gritty.
I mean,
No?
I don't.
No, I don't remember because not. I don't think from the Portugal coach is like really old right now,
Yeah,
and
he's
he
like-
likes Ronaldo, but
Like late 60s,
yeah,
70s.
there's no way he could play.
What?
with
Are
him.
there teammates that don't like him?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
A lot.
There are some, but I mean, Ronaldo played with his current manager now at Man U. They both played, and I mean, they love each other. So
Rooney and Ronaldo kissed and made up. They had a little problem whose dick was bigger.
Yeah,
His girlfriend
exactly.
was better looking. You know
yeah,
what I
they
mean?
all have that issue.
Especially with English. English are proud people, man.
And the Portuguese are some proud
Yeah,
people.
proud people too.
that's
I
it.
know. What's his face is from Everton, which is in Liverpool, which is 20 minutes away from Man U.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, these guys been in the mix.
But most players, like young players, they love playing with Ronaldo. Not many of the younger and then especially like the older veteran guys love playing with Ronaldo because he works hard offensively. So yeah, I mean he's a really good teammate. Again, there's people with egos who clash.
Sure.
And that's always gonna happen.
I mean, arguably the greatest athlete in the history of the world, Michael Jordan, was a fucking terrible teammate. We can all agree with that, right?
Yeah.
And
But
we've
it
seen
worked.
enough. What?
Yeah, but it worked.
It worked because he was that good.
Yeah.
And he had a hippie, spiritual dude managing him. That
Yeah,
got
exactly.
fed the books that passed the fucking ball to
Yep.
John Paxson and Steve Kerr.
Yep.
So who's the most credible soccer player that played Ronaldo to say that he's selfish or he's...
I don't know. Well, one of
Bale. I would say Bale, but Bale doesn't. Those two don't really get along, and they won a lot
Bale's a
together.
huge personality.
But but that one I think is because like they won like what 4 Champions Leagues together, like, and that's like
3 in a row.
that's literally unheard of. Like 4 Champions League together is like so tough to do with one teammate,
Yeah.
and he did it with like a lot of his teammates. But like those two were so big, and I seen a lot of times watching them play where like Bale would take it and then like he would shoot it on a breakaway and Ronaldo would be open. Ronaldo would get pissed at him, or like Bale would score. Ronaldo wouldn't run to him to celebrate, but all the other teammates will. And then
Yeah, there was a lot
Ronaldo
of
would
that.
score and Bale wouldn't run to him.
Sure.
Yeah.
But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
There'd be a lot of that with Jordan and Kobe if they played together, right? Mm-hmm. There'd be a lot of that if any
Shaq and Kobe.
Shaq and
together.
Kobe.
They
You know
had
what I
their
mean? Yeah, of
they
course.
had their stuff.
I mean, people had issues with Manny Ramirez,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, people,
Yeah.
it's interesting. It's interesting. So,
But it is the same owner who brought Tom Brady to Tampa Bay, who brought Ronaldo back to Man U
that's a great story.
at the end. So
That's a great part of the story.
so,
Good job.
Yeah, just throwing that out there because
Yeah, it worked for him.
Joe Glazer, I believe is his name.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, it's the
Glazers.
Yeah,
Glazers,
the Glazer
Yeah.
family for sure.
So,
yeah, it's gonna be
yeah,
awesome.
just.
By the way,
throwing
did you
that
see my
little
boy
tidbit.
Tom Brady and,
Thank you, TV.
and the thing?
good, man.
He looks his arm strength looks like better than I've ever seen it.
Yeah, when his arm strength fell down for the last like 8 years, and he's out there.
Now
just
I'm watching.
slinging
Did
them.
you see him like this? Do you see that pass he hit Goodwin with? Looked like he got shot out of a gun.
I just don't understand.
I understand it's that. Let me tell you something. And it's like Ronaldo, right? Sports medicine evolves. My basketball career, I busted my fucking ass my entire life. Hawk, who goes there?
Nobody.
I bust my ass my entire life.
Yeah.
A compound fracture in 1989. Was it? You were done. It was a 2-year.
Yeah.
It was a 2-year injury. and essentially you're not coming
done.
back from it.
Nope.
You know what I mean? There's infection issues, there's rehab issues. Now, a compound, an ACL back then was a career-ending injury.
Yeah, now it's like
or
8
a
months,
2-year
9 months.
recovery.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they're putting cadavers in you.
Yeah.
They're putting dead people's muscles in you.
And they also take stuff from the hamstring and
Yeah.
move it in there, and that's why like a lot of like receivers and stuff like that who like tear their ACL, that's why they have hamstring problems because they move their hamstring stuff to the ACL.
Plus, Brady cut down on the drinking. He's always a lightweight because he got wrecked.
Oh my God,
that was
after the
awesome.
Super
He
Bowl,
only
yeah.
drinks like at the Kentucky gym like 4 or 5 times a year. Cheat days, loves it.
Yeah.
Go nuts, right? But if you look at Ronaldo and you look at Brady, age hasn't got to him. Aesthetically,
Yeah.
we don't know where they are here.
Of course.
You know what I mean? When their bone density starts shrinking.
Yeah.
I felt it around 48. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Where I was like, wow, man, I'm not as strong as I used to be. You know what I mean? You feel it. But, I mean, me and my friends were going on about this the other night. Guerrero shit is working for Tom Brady. That whole lifestyle come in, what they call it, TB12 or
TB12,
whatever they do. I mean, how can you argue against it?
Can't.
I mean, I don't know what it does to young kids, but I know that when I saw Gronk high step and step out of a tackle and run away from somebody, it'd been like 2 or 3 years since I'd seen him do that. And when I saw him do that at Tampa in the Super Bowl, I was like, in the championship game, I was like, wow, he's buying in.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so it's interesting. So let me ask you a question. Tell me a superstar in soccer that has had an MVP-like career after 36.
Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Messi, 36. Sorry.
Ibrahimovic has done
There's
it.
none.
I mean, he's had some crazy years. He didn't win the Ballon d'Or trophy.
There's literally none I can think of.
But I mean, people have had seriously good years. I mean,
But like that's the reason why Messi and Ronaldo are so special because nobody's ever done it for this long, consistently, and still going when they're 36, about to be 37, and Messi's 34. Next year he'll be 35, like in June. So like it's not much. Ibra has been really good the last 4 or 5 years, but he won't like Ronaldo now is way better than Ibra was at this age that Ronaldo was.
Yeah.
So I think I can't think of any. Buffon and goalies, that's about it.
You can't
Yeah,
apply
Yeah,
that.
that's what I'm saying. Goalies don't count.
And quarterbacks, I think you can play a little longer.
Yeah.
in the
yeah, I
NFL
mean, you
because
get an extra
Like
6,
running backs
7 years.
at 36 is like none.
the way the money's shaking out now, running backs in 2 or 3 years are done.
I
man.
know,
It's
I know.
it's
If you
amazing
get
how
5
they-
years out of a running back, you've had a good shelf. life.
Growing up, it was about you were as only good as your big man was in basketball,
Yep.
right? And your running back was in football, right? And now they're both of them relatively regulated to second and third importance.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Okay, let's switch up here. We did our soccer. I think we did it very well.
Loved it.
We gotta find a way to do a soccer podcast.
Yep.
I'm working on my boys from Mason. If we could
I'm down.
clash the world and do a Saturday morning, right? Because that's where they play.
That's when the game's playing.
Yeah, the game's
Usually
on Saturday morning.
Sunday morning.
Both days.
Okay. Next up, the Patriots. The $1 million question. Who will be the starting QB, Mac Jones and Cam Newton?
Cam Newton.
And I'm
Drew Lock?
gonna fire the first shot right now, okay? And come and get me. Come and get me right now. There's only one reason why Mac Jones will not be the starter.
Because Bill already said it.
Because Belichick is so fucking arrogant, okay, that he's not going to change up.
Yes.
Exactly.
I mean, can you watch those games and say Cam Newton has outplayed Mac Jones? No.
Yeah.
Can you watch those games and say Mac Jones has outplayed Cam Newton? I think overwhelmingly people would say yes.
Yeah.
Hasn't been significant enough. That's the debate. That's why I'm going to kick it to Riley. Riley, you come in here.
I'm checking the stats because I felt like the second preseason
Game
game.
2
I
was
think
close.
Cam won that one for sure. So on this
I
one,
thought that
yeah,
I
It was
thought
close.
that Cam had an unbelievable.
yeah.
amazing
His
game,
passer rating in that game was 151. That's literally like 3 points away from being completely
I believe
perfect.
158 is.
I thought it was 154. Either way, he's like
Either way.
Either way, he's like 5 to
150 is-
6.
Yeah.
150 is like crazy good. He had 8 for 9, 103 yards and a touchdown, which is like really good. And then Mac Jones went 13 for 19, 146, no touchdowns, no interceptions. His passer rating was 91. So Cam had 60 plus passer rating on him in that game, and I thought that game he won that one. I know he had more yards, but Cam, I thought against preseason is so hard for me because it's like you're playing the Eagles, and like the Eagles defense isn't that great, but I think you stick with Cam until the regular season comes and you see something bad, then you try Mac. You know what I mean? I know. I'm saying like stick with Cam, like, and then
How long?
however long he starts. Like if week 1 they lose, but Cam has another game where he's like 120 passer rating, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and they lose by like a score. Don't take him out. Second game, same thing. Like 1 interception, 2 touchdowns. They win. Don't take him out. They lose like if until the game is his fault, I think then that's when he needs to come out. So if they lose and it's not on him and he plays good enough and like the defense makes a mistake or like Aguilar drops a ball because we've seen that before. So like it just I don't know. Whenever it's his fault.
Has he had a catch in preseason yet, Aguilar?
I'll check right now.
I think he has. I'm pretty sure.
I watched that game.
He is
from beginning
fast though. Like he is
fast.
ridiculously fast. But I'll check right now. So the first preseason game was against Washington, and let's see if he even played because he might not even have played. Nope, didn't play against Washington. So that's the first preseason game. And then against the Eagles, he did not play as well. So against the Eagles, nothing. And then the Giants, which is the last preseason game. So here it is. Ready?
The Ziggy.
1 catch for 4 yards. 1 catch for 4 yards.
Yeah, that's a starting job.
Pay
right
that
there.
big money right there.
I know. I'm just saying, like, if the loss is on him or someone else, then that's when I think.
Mac Jones or Cam?
Cam Newton.
Really?
I think Mac is better. I think he'll be the quarterback for probably the next 10 years of
Sure,
New England. But they're going to start with Cam Newton.
Why?
I mean, Bill Belichick said it.
Sure.
But 2, he does give
Is
you
that
that.
a good enough reason, though? If
For
the guy
him, it
outplays
is. I mean, for the guy who's making the decision, I guess.
Sure. I hear you.
But he does give you that second dynamic of you can power run with a quarterback, which is fairly unheard of.
You can't get outside anymore, but I hear you.
Well, that's why I'm saying power
yeah,
run.
of course.
When he runs that option
There's
up
value
the middle,
there, sure.
it's a different dynamic, and I know the offensive coordinator loves to have that. But Mac Jones, man, he's going to be the future, I think. So
Play Mac Jones now. Not for long, NFL. You never know what can happen. Never know what's going on. Coming out, protecting him before the Brady game, which a lot of people say that they're doing.
yeah, it looks like it.
To protect him before the Brady game and maybe him be a week 5 starter.
Yeah,
Okay.
because if
So if you're 2-2, let me tell you something, the Patriots are better all the way around.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're scary good.
Yeah, their
except their wide
defense
receivers.
is scary good.
Just except the
defense.
wide receivers. I thought they did good everywhere but the wide receivers. And I think they have one of the weakest wide receiver cores
Without question.
in the whole league.
But the tight end core.
No, I know. But that's great. The tight end core is great, but that's only going to get you so far. Like I feel like Aguilar as your wide receiver 1 is I don't think you can show me another team that has a worse wide receiver 1. Even the Jaguars.
I would agree.
I like Laviska Shenault. I like Marvin Jones better than him as a wide receiver 1. And those are weak wide receiver 1s as well. And that's the only thing that worries me. Because even with Mac Jones, like I still don't think those are good enough wide receivers.
All right, so hear me out real quick. So let's put our little game day hats on.
Yeah.
So I think the reason he didn't go so heavy on the wide receivers is when you have that 2-star tight ends, now you got to force either a linebacker to come cover you or a safety.
And you don't know if Kim can throw the ball downfield.
And you don't know.
Yeah.
But then you have fast receivers who can pull the safety
Who can stretch.
away from
yeah,
different
of course.
spots.
Sure, yeah.
So I think he went with more strategic as opposed to skill. So we might think that it's awful, and then it starts, and one of these guys is catching, 2 catches,
And
90
I agree with
yards.
you, but at the end of the day, like you're going to need a big wide receiver. You're going to need Aguilar. You need one wide receiver to make 4 or 5 big plays if you're going to playoffs.
I don't think Aguilar's going to do that. And can you name me the last
wide
time?
receiver by committee?
I think, Edelman, and when they were
But
really
we
good
had
for a
Brady
while.
We had Brady doing that. Who saw 4 or 5? Who saw film like bing, 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 bing.
But they had Gronk and like
Cam Newton sees film like this. Bing, bing.
But Mac
bing.
Jones sees
Mac
it like
Jones
da da
right
da
there
da da
in the
da.
middle. Very, very Brady-like.
But the thing about the tight ends is I love the tight ends they got. Do not get me wrong. I like Henry, a phenomenal talent. I absolutely love Jonnu Smith. Those are two guys that never could really stay healthy, especially Hunter Henry. Like, he has massive, massive health issues. So if their plan was to play a 2 tight end set, which I think is a good plan, I like that, like in the NFL, it's just you need both those guys to be there, and Hunter Henry is not reliable whatsoever. Like, I think the last time he played 16 games, and I don't know if he even did, was his rookie season. Like, 2 years ago, he didn't play a single game. Last year, he played probably like 4 games. So it's a great plan to have two tight ends, but they need to be there. And then if one of them's out, then you got to...
Sure.
Then
Well,
the
then you
wide
just
receivers
run
need to
with
be there.
the 1 star. I mean, I think it's a pretty good plan.
I love the tight ends. I
like
just think
No, I do, and I see what you're come from. That's what it's going to do. And
Yeah.
you're hoping to use Aguilar. It's a lot of money to pay, but
It is.
A decoy, essentially. And then when you fall asleep, he hits you.
Yeah.
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 Kind of like the play action plays and stuff like that.
Play
Yeah.
action, stuff like that.
Yeah. And then I think some of the guys we're not thinking about in the wide receiver room are gonna step up.
Jacoby Myers, I like.
Yeah.
I like him. Nikhil Harry, I'm not a huge fan anymore, but I think Jacoby Myers is not bad.
Fucking, we're talking about a bus like Hotley Dykes.
Oh,
And
Dykes.
hold on, one of the biggest busts is Sony Michel, just because of like where they took him, right? And they took him over his teammate. Do you know who his teammate was in that
Todd
same
Gurley.
draft? In the same draft,
Todd Gurley, right?
Nick Chubb got taken. He got taken before Nick Chubb, and now imagine Nick Chubb on that team with Tom Brady. That
but would he be Nick Chubb or would he be Sony Michel? And would Sony Michel be Nick
But
Chubb?
either way,
Well,
I know, but
You know what Steve Kerr said, right, about the NBA, and it makes a lot of sense. There are 10 to 15 players that are going to do what they're going to do, no matter what uniform they are. The rest of them need the right situation, right?
Yeah.
And it isn't like all the way in sports.
Yeah.
For the most
Yeah,
part.
that's
For the most part, because just walking into a fucking living room.
yeah.
Like I tell these friends of mine who's got these kids that are AAU baseball stars already, and they got. I said, listen to me. Walk into a locker room with a bunch of seniors who dicks are bigger, who got hair on their balls, who got hair on their chest, who are grown men, who are getting laid already, who've been there for 4 years. It's a different thing for a 14-year-old kid in braces to walk into that room.
Yep.
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's different.
Yeah.
It's just different. You're not going to be as confident. You're not going to do it. There's a dynamic there. There is a dynamic there, and that's why I think Steve Kerr really hit it. I think your Peyton Manning's, your Tom Brady's, your Reggie James, your Randy Mosses. They're going to walk into the locker room and be the alpha dog, right? But I don't think there's many that how many times does the guy come out on the other end better after a trade? Not many times. You know, does a superstar
becomes better?
Does a superstar become better after a trade? Moss, this much better. Because he had such an unbelievable season with Culpepper.
Yeah.
Right? I remember, tell me another guy who comes out a lot better.
Like a
Herschel Walker went this way.
Phillip Rivers.
What?
Phillip Rivers.
Phillip Rivers
from the Breeze from the Chargers to the Saints.
That's what I was getting where both of them went.
Yeah. Breeze from the Chargers to the Saints. I can't.
You can
Well,
see it with
But
Breeze.
yeah.
A little bit. How many years did he play with the Chargers? Two?
I think it was 2. And Miami. It's such a
love this.
sore subject. So real quick, Miami was supposed to get Drew Brees, but they didn't want to because he was a pocket quarterback who had a shoulder injury. So we got Dante Culpepper, who was a mobile quarterback who was coming off a broken leg. I don't know how that didn't correlate the same way the Drew Brees thing was. Anyone remember Dante Culpepper in Miami? No, he sucked.
Yeah, of course.
You guys remember Drew Brees in New Orleans?
No, I don't.
Yeah, of course.
Everyone
kidding.
does.
No,
Hall
we
of Famer. Yeah. So
It's funny. You know,
That sucks,
it's funny.
man.
But I'm happy the season's starting soon because I miss football a lot.
I do.
I missed it.
Big time.
It's gonna be awesome.
All right, Broncos. Where you at with your
so
boys?
hyped. I'm so hyped. I was
They're
mad.
undefeated, right?
Yeah, perfect preseason. I don't really care. They blew out the first 2 teams. Like, wasn't even close. Like, they looked way better. Our rookies look great. I absolutely love the GM, not because of how the rookie's been playing, but the moves that he's been making. It's everything everyone's asked for, except the quarterback situation, which I'm fine with because
Teddy Two Gloves?
Well, I don't like him. I'd rather have Drew Lock, but guess who's a free agent next year? And guess how much cap space we have?
Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers is a free agent next year, and we're in top 5 for cap space next year. So we don't have to get rid of anything. We just sign him and
Pulls a Peyton Manning and goes.
Yeah,
wins
exactly.
The Super Bowl.
And
Thank you, Grammy. Broncos stink.
oh wait, do you guys remember week 7 or week 8 last year? What happened? Crickets. Yeah. Anyway, I do like the team. Bridgewater's gonna be starting. I don't know for how long. I seen some flashes from
I'm
him.
watching an unbelievable documentary about that young man.
He's awesome, right?
You got to watch Running with the Bull. Look it
His
up right there.
after he tore his ACL, like
Actually played for. Hold on one second. He played for Miami Northwestern High School, which has sent more people to the NFL than anybody. Miami Northwestern.
do you know his college?
And his college, he went to Louisville.
Yep, Louisville. Yeah, and then he came out.
But everybody was. But he was a starting quarterback on the team as a freshman, and I believe led them to the state finals when they got smashed. But you got to watch this documentary.
Does it go through his NFL year too?
No,
or
I'll just go through about his college team. His college team was famous, but they're from one of the his high school teams are from one of the worst places in the country, bar none. You got it?
Running with the Bulls, previous UB football season.
Yeah. Let me see. No, that's no. High school documentary.
All right, high school.
But like
High school football documentary. Bulls.
him when he came back from his torn ACL against the well, not against, but like after what happened with the Vikings, like because he looked really good his rookie year and like the second year, and then he tore his ACL and he was out for a long time because it was bad, and then he came back, and then I remember when he was on the Saints and he was coming like and the Saints were playing the Vikings, the whole stadium gave him like a standing ovation.
Sure.
And like when he became a starter because Drew Brees got hurt, he looked so good. And I remember saying at that season, I was like, yo, I want this guy in the Broncos next year. And then next year came and he went to the Panthers, I believe. And then I didn't really like what I seen, and it was just checkdowns, and didn't win that many games. So I don't know what to expect. He looked good with Sutton, with Cortland Sutton in the last preseason game. I'm hyped to watch them play. Their defense is going to be the best in the league, but other than that, I don't know. Not sure.
And one of the true home field advantages in the league too. The Dolphins Saints, talk to me. Is it Tua time?
It's Tua time. Actually, it might be Deshaun Watson time. Because we're one of the
I would
front
love that.
runners for this Deshaun Watson trade.
Famous fleeting too, huh? The franchise saver now. He's gonna be a backup.
I drafted him in one of my
real
leagues.
quick in this shit.
that did happen.
I drafted him in one of my leagues, so I hope he goes to the Dolphins.
But as of right now,
Expectations. What do you have?
it's
Playoff team.
Playoff team.
Okay.
Wild card. Probably the last wild card spot.
Okay.
No, that's our spot.
So
You can
who's
have one
the-
spot
who's the
ahead.
Division champ
I think Buffalo,
Yeah.
New England, Miami.
in that order.
In that order.
No, I got
And
Buffalo,
I think the
Dolphins,
Jets,
Miami.
I think the Jets
Dolphins,
win 2
Patriots.
games this year because they suck. But yeah,
I
Miami.
got big expectations. I got big from my eyes.
Yep.
If we get rid of Cam Newton, right, and we can stretch the field a little bit, okay, and I'll let them stack the fucking box, okay?
Yep.
You know what I mean? The running backs, these guys are talented, man. The guy
Yeah,
Taylor,
yeah.
the guy Stevenson.
Yep.
And the offensive line's probably the strongest part of the team, right? Mm-hmm. I just think Newton's too restrictive. I don't know what the fuck Belichick's is.
Well, I like the running backs are great, right? So if Newton's there, now you get an option play. If the guy who's trying to watch the option watches Cam, now the running back's going to be going. If he watches the running back, Cam can be going. I know his legs are not as good as they used to be,
Here's my problem.
but he can get you farther than Mac.
When Cam plays quarterback, they're going to stack the box, right? Because he's not a downfield threat.
Ooh, what if he is now though?
I haven't seen it.
Yeah, no one's seen it. None of us have seen it.
But if Nelson Aguilar's running the deep routes, someone has to watch him as well.
Sure,
And then now you got those tight ends underneath.
They'll have you know, but I'm just saying, like, if you can take one guy out of the box, then your running game is going to be more efficient. And I think that their strength, quite frankly, aside from their defense, is going to be their offensive line.
Yeah.
I think if you look at ranked by organization, I think their offensive line will be ranked higher than the quarterback would be, higher than the running backs and the wide receiver.
Oh yeah.
100%, yeah.
So I like to play, so that's why. So I got high expectations for the Patriots.
What do you think their numbers for like their record?
I can see them being 11-5. I can see them.
You need one more game because we're
yeah,
at 17 games
Oh
now.
yeah, I can see them being 12-5.
Okay.
All
I can see, but I can see them being 8-8 or 9-8. You know what I mean? I just it depends on the quarterback play. Listen to me, guys.
10-7.
But like this is just a quarterback-driven league. We know this.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? And one of those guys have to perform.
Yep.
You know, and in San Diego, they're talking about swapping them possession for possession. Is that the dumbest fucking thing you've ever heard?
Who's
You're
the
going to fuck
backup?
both of them up. That they're talking about today, like playing both, like the same amount of reps in the same game.
Wait for
For Cam and
Saints?
Mac.
No, for the 49ers.
With
I don't
Trey
mind
Lance
that.
and-
I
and-
love Trey
and
Lance.
porn star Jimmy. Jimmy Garoppolo.
I love
Remember all
Trey
those
Lance.
guys that were begging for Jimmy Garoppolo
Yeah.
to say, "Come on,
Come
I think 10-7 for the Pats, and then I would go 11-6 for the Dolphins, and then probably like 13-4 for the Bills.
What do you got for the Broncos?"
I could see I could see anywhere. Like may think I'm sounding crazy, but I could see anywhere from 12-6 or whatever it is, 12-5 to 6-11. Like I could see anywhere of those
Yeah, same.
things because of like
They've been the story of preseason.
yeah, their defense. People don't understand how good their defense actually is. Like our secondary is like the best in the league, and then we have like ridiculously good pass rushers,
Yeah.
really good linebackers, and like Von Miller's coming back, who's like a Hall of Famer. So
Bradley Chubb.
yeah, Bradley Chubb, who's a top 40 player in the NFL off of the NFL Network. He finished like 45, 46. So our defense is like ridiculously good. And I know it's a quarterback-driven league, but last time we won the Super Bowl, Peyton Manning threw like 110 yards in the Super Bowl and threw an interception. We still won. Our defense might not be that good again, but I don't know. To be
You gotta
safe,
get there.
I'm going to say 10-7. 10-7 or 9-8.
Come on, don't go.
10-7
low on me now.
10-7's a
that'd be
lot.
Come on.
10-7's a
turnaround.
huge jump from 6-10. That's a huge
10-7
jump.
might not even be playoffs in the AFC.
It could be. It could be.
Yeah, it's gonna be tough with the AFC East. That's gonna be really tough because Miami.
I think-
New England,
I think the
Buffalo.
Patriots can disappoint a lot of people this year.
They could.
I've been a driver of the Patriots like
Yeah.
up during the
Yeah,
offseason,
yeah,
but I think they
I'm
can disappoint a
concerned
lot of
why
people.
Why you're checking your bet with this?
Because I think people put way too much stock into preseason, and
Yes.
like that's why I didn't really watch. I'm not gonna lie to you. I watched highlights of the Broncos games. Didn't watch many of them because honestly, I don't care. It's preseason. Like Drew Lock looked fantastic. It looked like he was Aaron Rodgers dumping off bombs 80 yards against the third strings. Like okay, cool, but he's not gonna do that against the first strings. Like too much stock has been put into preseason, and injuries have been happening already. The tight ends have not healthy. If they can't stay healthy all season, it's going to be a big problem for that offense because they went out and got those tight ends for a reason. And I think they could disappoint a lot of people. I'm not going to say they would, but they could. And like those free agents, I don't know how good they're actually going to be. Like, there's a lot that goes into it. And like Miami was really good last year. Like they should have made the
They impressed
playoffs.
me, yeah.
They were 10-6, right? 10-6, and they didn't make the playoffs. Like that team,
like the coach, Flores.
exactly. That team's only going to get better because they're younger. They kept most of their players.
It's about Tua. Tua's going to perform.
Yep.
They went 10-6 with them last year for half the season. And I think
But
I've been
they
here.
yanked them though. But they yanked them.
They did, and I've been hearing a lot of good things during training camp and stuff like that.
Sure.
He's been playing well in preseason as much as or as little as that means.
I mean,
To me, but I don't know. It's going to be a really good AFC. I think the AFC is a lot better than
The
the
NFC.
NFC right now.
okay, moving on.
Yep.
Scott Cordisha, should he lose his job? Do you guys know what he said about Cam Newton?
No,
Oh, I
I don't think
did that. He's not getting the right training because he's listening to too much rap music during practice. Yeah. Meanwhile, Brady used to be dancing to the rap music at the same practices. Yeah.
so. No, I don't.
He shouldn't lose his job. He's just an idiot. I think.
So, if it was a tobacco spinning, space between his teeth, mullet wearing redneck, it'd be okay to say, yo, Jim Bob, cut the shit with the fucking honky tonk. Stop listening to honky tonk and put the fucking farmer jeans away and come back to reality with us.
Well, yeah, that's a completely different story, though.
But they're both.
Well, he just said Cam's listening to too much rap music during practice, and he's doing too much. I mean, I don't.
All right, does he say that if Cam's white?
If he's listening to too much rap music and not paying attention, he's probably going to say that. I would assume so,
So why the outrage and the controversy?
because people are looking into it
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah,
I mean,
remember, you don't think it's a borderline statement? At least.
It could be a borderline statement. I mean, like I said, it's dumb. He's an idiot for saying that, but I don't think. I think he's just. I think it's less about.
There's been a long history of people saying black people weren't intelligent enough to play quarterback in the National Football
Yes,
League.
yeah, no, I understand that.
Doesn't you think
the
that
whole
reinforces that stereotype at all? I'm not saying suspend them,
Yeah.
but I'm saying You need to pull them into a general's managers meeting and say, listen to me right now. Because if they fuck around too much, if he fucks around again, then Coke's going to say, like, okay.
Yeah, that's enough.
Then Pep's going to say, and I know what happens to the radio station, it goes this way.
If I'm Cam Newton, I say, I want an MVP.
Yeah.
Who the fuck cares what I listen to?
Yeah, exactly.
But I think that's as far as it goes.
In my opinion, the greatest rapper of all time is White. I don't think, like, to me, it doesn't. I don't think it's. I think people make it too much of what it is and trying to find a problem and something like, okay, it's a dumb thing to say in general, but I don't think it's about race. I just think it's like, who cares what music he listens to?
Really, you don't think it was about
race? I don't. Because I just think it's a dumb thing to say in general because it doesn't make any sense. Period. No matter what way you listen to it, because every locker room, like, they listen to just hype music, and hype music nowadays is Jack Harlow, Lil Baby. Those are all rappers, and that's just how they get hyped. No one's gonna get hyped to listen to like slow music of like.
Yeah, they get hyped listening to Van Halen. They get hyped listening.
Yeah, but
to,
it's
that was a while.
Yeah, we're in the 2010s when that's all people ever listen to. Like the kids in my work, they're singing songs that are like ridiculously inappropriate. I'm like, yo, we can't sing that. Like, there's no way you can be singing that. That's just how it is. Like, rap is music now. Like, I know people like don't like it. And I don't even like the newer rap, but rap is what music is. Like, that's all it is. So I just think it's a dumb thing to say in general. I just think
rap is black, and rap is urban, and rap is looked down upon by people who are Scott Zolak's age, and people are typecast because they listen to rap. I mean, if you drive by the cops and you're four black guys with Young Jeezy blaring, or you're four white guys listening to
Led Zeppelin.
Who's getting pulled over?
Yeah.
No, Riley, you buying that?
I don't know. It's just like, I don't know. It's just I just think people people are always trying to like start something. I don't even know like if this guy is like I don't know him personally. I don't know if he's ever had
former Patriots quarterback.
Former backup Patriots quarterback.
I don't know. I'm saying like I don't know if he's ever had like a race issue before. A race.
Thank you. Let's go there. Thank you.
That's what I'm saying.
Once is not enough.
Yep.
Right? Once is not enough. I could come up here and slip one day. What do we got, Eugene saying?
He says Eminem, baby, black as night.
And then he Cam said, is listening to the wrong rap.
Was just listening to the wrong rap.
You know, you got to dig deeper.
Yeah.
I mean, nobody wants a highlight reel of their worst days.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Listen, we're all guilty of saying things that are inappropriate, doing things that are inappropriate. Okay. But in a corporate environment, and he's talk radio, this is not podcasts. Corporate radio is a corporate environment owned by corporate stations who own hundreds of them around the country, who depend on corporate sponsors to pay those big salaries. You can't be more corporate now than radio. That's why a lot of motherfuckers left radio. Okay? I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt one more time.
Yep.
If he says, now what if he says Cam Newton can't hold a ball because he eats too much fried chicken?
Well,
and then went with it, right?
Well, then he's gone, yeah. I never want to see his name pop up again. You're just an idiot.
Okay, Jake Paul versus Woodley. Tell me what happened, Riley.
I just think Woodley wasn't. He's not a boxer. I just want to see him fight an actual boxer. Like
I want to
just
see him fight Nate fucking Diaz, a stone cold
No,
MMA
we need
proud
a
guy.
boxer.
Jake Paul was
he needs to
gassed at the end of the
box
fight.
a boxer.
He was gassed. Like I could see him like breathing like that, and Woodley wasn't going after him. Like he knocked him, he had him in between the ropes, and he just wasn't like had that. He wasn't kept going. Like he just like hit him with a few and then watch. Like the first round, he threw 6 punches. Like 6 punches. That's it. And Jordan, who was sitting on the side, who's my cousin's like, yo, he threw 6. And he's like, no way. Me and Cash like, yeah, bro. He threw like nothing. Like he wasn't like aggressive enough. Like it was like 30 seconds left in the fight. Everybody knew Jake Paul was winning. He was barely throwing anything. Like wasn't trying to knock him out. Like because that's the only way he was gonna win. It just, I think an experienced boxer, and I think Jake Paul would lose. I saw some serious stamina issues.
They're doing a nice job promoting because like Vince Paz's father did and other great chimps did. You want to keep the young man winning as much as you possibly can to get that monster payday.
Yep.
And then you cash it.
They might have a rematch.
Woodley and that one?
Yeah, because so they had a bet, and it was like the loser gets a tattoo, and Woodley's like, yo, I want a rematch. And then Jake Paul's like, all right, the only way you get a rematch is if you get Paul tattooed on you, and then
Mind
we'll
you,
get a rematch.
it's I love Jake Paul on his ass, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
Is it really?
so
Yeah. Yeah.
But
that was what they shook on.
Tyson
Tyson
Fury's little brother wants to fight him, and he's been pushing for that. And he actually was on the
You
undercard,
don't want it.
and I don't think Jake Paul wants that because,
Paul don't
I mean,
Tyson Fury's an unbelievable athlete. Man.
yeah, but his younger brother looked really good too because he had the first fight of the night.
That gypsy culture in Europe don't fuck
Yeah.
around, bro. Believe me when I tell you that. I'd stay far away from that if I was there. Those guys have been fighting for competition and prizes and money since they've been 10 years old. Look into that gypsy, bare knuckle, Great Britain, Ireland, Scottish thing that they got
There's a
going
reason
on.
why Fury's like the best in the world right now, and
Yeah,
he's bringing the best boxer. Like, yeah,
Red Sox make the playoffs.
Yeah.
they just traded for somebody today
Really?
with their money thing. Let me try to find it exactly who it
What's up with
was.
Boston teams and their trade
I
exceptions.
hope it's a
Trade for Brad Peacock. He's a veteran righty from Cleveland. So for cash considerations, I don't know how the cash considerations work in MLB, but I find that awesome just because it helps him out, gets another player in there, another pitcher. So I mean that's good. I think they make the playoffs by far.
Celtics had a good offseason for sure. NBA
yeah.
basketball's a month away,
Coming
maybe,
up,
right?
October. End of October, yeah.
End of October. Is that when it's?
This season starts the end of October.
Okay.
So preseason, if there's a preseason, then it'll be early
So-
October.
no summer league, huh?
And the summer league. No, they had summer league.
Yeah.
Summer league's done.
They had the
Celtics played
finals and
great.
everything.
We're in the finals
Yeah, Celtics
against
played
the.
great.
Oh,
the
right
Kings.
now?
Yeah, I bet on they got fucking blown
We got
out.
blown out by like 40 points.
Oh, in
to
the finals?
Kings. Yeah,
Well, we were the
Kings.
best.
So who
team,
won?
But they
The
said
Kings.
Oh, okay.
the white boy Pritchard, the point guard,
Yep.
has transformed his body unbelievably.
Oh, so he was playing in that too?
Playing
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
Damn, I didn't
he
even
dropped
know.
like 90 points in a
Yeah, I saw that.
in the pro-am game.
Yeah, I saw that, but I didn't even know summer league was going on. So who's the MVP? Because I know they do that too. You know?
That I'm not sure, but I do
I
know.
think it could have been Pritchard.
But
'Cause
I do
Lonzo
know
won a couple
Celtics
years ago.
Kings were the final, and
Oh,
the
that's
Kings
awesome.
blew us out. It was like
Messi
1-0.
versus
hear that.
Ronaldo. Who has a better year?
Oh, I think it's gonna be
Messi, I think.
Messi, just because his team, his forward line is so much better than. I mean, Ronaldo is the forward on the forward line, and Ronaldo, Man U's midfield. They have Bruno Fernandes, great attacking mid, but they've got a massive weak spot on that midfield, and that's what's been screwing them all year. So I think Messi's gonna have the edge. Maybe not statistically, but I think Messi's gonna have a better.
Is
year.
Messi going to start? Because he came in
Oh,
at the
by far.
30-minute mark, right? Last game.
Yeah, the only reason why because he hasn't
Yeah.
he hasn't been training much because
Sure.
he just got there. Like it's like people like over exaggerate. I mean, like overthink it because like it's not like video games where you trade for the player and you can put him in right away. Like
Yeah.
the guy was like waiting on the sideline. He hasn't practiced in like 3 weeks. You can't just jump into a game. Yeah, exactly. Like people overreact. Like he's like it's so dumb. But I think it's gonna be Messi just because the last time Ronaldo had a better season than Messi, I'm sorry to say it, was like 5 years ago, and Messi's just been constantly the best player in the world for like the last 5 years. So I still think it's gonna be Messi. I don't see it changing.
People will have an argument about
Oh,
that
yeah,
for CR7.
we'll
We
have
can
the
play that
debate,
game
yeah,
all day.
well,
But you know something? Great thing, it's good for business.
Oh yeah.
Ronaldo, my man, get me that number 7 jersey. You feel me? It's Bad Cat Sports. Great job. Peace. Nice job, guys.